Hi everyone, so this is another video in our Glencontroller series, and in this video I'm going to be giving you an overview of the mixer controls on a Paradiso, and in particular how to add and remove sources from a mix. The Paradiso is a very sophisticated commentary box that has 32 inputs and outputs to the Dante network, as well as 5 line inputs and outputs on the rear, plus a couple of AES circuits in and out on the rear too. Of course, it also has the free headphone feeds and the free microphone inputs. All of these circuits can be routed or mixed to all of the others, as this is such sophisticated technology. To change your settings, we come into this settings icon, then into configuration, and then select audio mixer. Immediately this will show us all our inputs along the bottom here and all the outputs on the right here. So let's take a look at what's currently being routed to line output 1. If you're on the right here, then you select the icon with a left click. It should immediately pop up with all of the circuits that are currently being routed to that output. Within the mixer control that's popped up, it tells us on the bottom here that this is mic A, but it also tells us on this control here that this is mic line input A. In regards to the naming that's shown here, on the mic line input, this is actually pre-configured by us here at Glen Sound, so this can't be changed by you. But you can change the names on other devices, and whatever you've called them will appear on that line here. To make the screen a bit more compact, you can just show an abbreviated version of the name by clicking this A button here. Currently, we are on line output 1, and this just has one microphone going to it at preset level. If I simply grab this control with my mouse, I can adjust it in real time, the level that the output is being sent at. On the other side over here, there's an output control. So this is basically a second gain control on the final output. So this controls the input of the mixer, and this one's the output of the mixer. If you want to add another circuit to the line output 1, for instance you might want commentator C's mic, so you click on the bottom here and up hop commentator C's mic. At the moment you can see that this control is shown down at infinity, and this means there's no audio getting to the output. I can grab this and adjust it, and now the audio will be flowing because we've told it to mix to a particular level. This speaker icon down here is basically a channel on-off button at this stage. When the symbol has the bars next to the speaker, this means the audio is turned on, and when there's a little cross by it, it's channel off. If you come out of this and go into another circuit, and then you come back to line 1, you'll see that this new circle that was added has been remembered and is still there. The other thing that we can do, instead of just manually adjusting the volume control or turning a circuit on or off, on any of these mixed inputs that we want to send to an output, by using the settings icon, we can assign pots or buttons on the Paradiso itself, so as to have control of that input. As an example for you, I'll assign a pot. In this drop down, you'll see it goes from A1 to A9, B1 to B9 and C1 to C9, and these are all referring to A, B and C controls from 1 to 9. However, if you're keen, you might have noticed that 9 doesn't exist. Now, there's no hardware controls for this, however we've included it in this software, as potentially in the Paradiso we could put a potentiometer there and control it, even though in reality they don't exist as they're not needed. Anyway, let's set C1. So I've clicked C1 in the assign box, and then you should see on this display over here that the pot that is C1 has been highlighted. And this is just a useful reference to allow us to know what pot will affect mic C's into the mix to line output. So we can assign any pot to any of these inputs and any of these outputs, as this software is really very powerful. We can also assign a button. Currently there's no button assigned, but again we have this A1 to A9 etc. and again there are more options here than there are genuine buttons on the box. So I'll select button C1, and these yellow dots over here are showing us that C1 is affecting this input. What this means now, in order for audio to flow to line output 1 from mic C, this C1 button must be on, and also this level is adjusted by pot C1 as well. But it really is as simple as that. I can quickly come along and set another circuit to that output if I wanted, or even remove it. And now you can come over here and click to look at different circuits and see what's going on to them. Or you can come back and look at what I've previously sent to that output. So that's how to add controls and inputs to an output. If you need to remove an assigned input from an output, then the procedure is similar. Here we have 3 mic inputs being routed to an analog output line 4. Currently, one of these inputs has a volume control pot assigned and the other 2 are at fixed levels. The first thing to understand with removing an input is if you just use the X in the corner like this to remove an input, then this doesn't remove its audio from the output, it only removes it from the screen. As you can see here, when I navigate away from the output and come back to it, the input that I'd closed is actually still there. To completely remove an input that doesn't have a volume pot assigned, then all you need to do is turn it down to -infinity like this. Then if I navigate away and come back to the circuit, you'll see that it has permanently been removed. The process for removing an input that's been assigned volume pot is similar, but first you must go into the channel settings like this and remove the assigned volume control. Then you can turn the input down to -infinity to remove it. The controls have been designed to be very flexible, so you can select as many circuits as you want to many different places. You can also physically stretch the box to make it larger. Now, as this is just a quick overview of the mixed controls on the Paradiso, I'm going to leave it there. But if there is anything I haven't touched on, please feel free to contact us on any of these links. Thanks for watching this video, and make sure to subscribe to this channel to see more videos from us here at Glen Sound. Bye!